Hey everyone, this is just a quick note to say that Jesse's microphone is fucked up for some reason in this episode, and we'll have it fixed for the next episode. So, sorry about that. Enjoy the show!
Remember Akira? That's from Japan. Remember Galaga and Mrs. Pac-Man? Remember Highlander and Highlander 2? Remember Star Trek? We certainly do. Reading Player 1.
What's up, Humperdinks, and welcome back to Reading Player 1. I'm your host, Mark Loafers Larity. Here with me is Jesse and Sam, as usual, and Barry Ironical Snap Neenan.
Hello.
Hello.
Barry, would you like to introduce yourself to the class?
Hi, my name is Barry. I also go by Ironic Snap. I write stuff. I write crossovers, and I write stories that have references to other stories, and even I hate this book.
You hate it quite strongly.
In fact, I would go so far to say that because I like crossovers and references and have strong opinions on how they should and shouldn't be done, this book is like a great what not to do. Just do the opposite of this if you're ever in Ernest Cline's position.
We got ourselves a certified hater.
Yeah. If you're ever sitting down at a laptop, just do what Ernie doesn't.
If you ever open a word processing program, just do the opposite of what is depicted in this novel, and you'll be fine.
Outstanding. Jesse, how are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fly for a white guy. Hello.
Outstanding.
What are you talking
Sam, how are you?
I'm alright. I want corn dog.
Well, I can't give you one because I live in Ireland.
We're in a marital dispute right now because we found a place nearby that sells Korean corn dogs that are made with cheese instead of meat, and they have Mickey Mouse ice cream. And Sam wants to go after we record the podcast. But I think we should be healthy boys.
Damn. Well,
And I'm saying
I
nothing's healthier than a fat dog. You know what I'm saying?
I think at least one thing is healthier than a corn dog made entirely out of cheese.
Nah. It's a fat dog.
Yeah, I've already come down on the side of the cheese dog.
Thank you. Someone understands me.
I'm so glad. Fucking Barry, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be on the podcast, but I am afraid of the book. Like, I don't know what wonders it's going to have for us today.
When you you opened the PDF, did you go just a little fright?
Jesse,
Yeah.
you didn't make any noise. I think you cut out, so it was just, did you go,
Right,
and then silence.
I thought my computer just cut out for a second.
No.
There was just a gap where a joke would have been.
We're going back in time. Hey, Barry, when you opened up the PDF, did you go,
A little bit. I had to fight off the urge, you know.
There's a jump scare
I had
sound.
to be brave for the content.
Yeah. We're
we're a
gonna
bunch of brave boys.
we're gonna get started reading the book now, but if you listen to the end of the podcast, Barry and I will tell you, Jesse and Sam, and also the audience, the story about this apartment that I'm staying in.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of sizzle.
Yeah. You know the thing I'm talking about, right, Barry? Our little misunderstanding? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
So you have that to look forward to. So stick around, you fucking idiots. My avatar's eyes
Let's
slid
remember
open.
to actually
And
do that.
I was back in my world history classroom. The seats around me were now filled with other students, and our teacher, Mr. Avinovic. Wait, no? Ivanovich.
Ivanovich.
was materializing at the front of the classroom. Mr. A's avatar looks like a portly, bearded college professor. He sported an infectious COVID grin, wire-rimmed spectacles, and a tweed jacket with patches on the elbows.
Sex icon.
Unrelated to anything we're talking about.
Uh-huh.
I'm sending y'all an image, because I was looking at cheese corn dogs.
No! Why did you send me that?
No! Oh, no!
This is, I think it's one of the pets from Paw Patrol.
It is!
Eating, it's not a penis. It is a cheese corn dog.
Okay,
It
you
is
didn't have to
dripping.
send me that, Sophie LaBelle.
No, it's not a penis, it's a cheese corn dog.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly,
even-
so it's not sexual. It isn't sexual.
See, the worst part of this is that I didn't even register that it was like a sexual thing.
Oh, you didn't? You just thought it was weird?
No. I just thought it was weird. I didn't realize it was like a sexy...
God
Ooh.
fucking bless. Oh,
The
man.
framing of the image.
Maybe we're the perverts.
The cinematography.
The cinematography. I'm gonna skip ahead a little. Of course, we didn't know who Mr. Avinovich. That I'm really struggling with that. Really was or
You
where.
are.
It's like the most normal name, and for some reason it's the worst one.
Avinovich. We didn't know his real name, or even if he was really a man. For all we knew, he could have been a small Inuit woman living in Anchorage, Alaska, who had
This is very
adopted his
specific.
disappearance and voice make her students more receptive to her lessons. But for some reason,
Wade confronts misogyny.
Wow. But for some reason, I suspected that Mr. Avenovich's avatar looked and sounded just like the person operating it, because I was a misogynist. All of my teachers were pretty great, except for the women. Unlike their real-world counterparts, most of the Oasis public school teachers seems to genuinely enjoy their job. Barry, I think you will know this already, but it is worth stating that like we're reading out the whole text of the book, but the whole text of the book doesn't make it in. As if there are long stretches where people aren't riffing, that's just the way it is, and like I edited it down.
Are you accusing me of not riffing enough?
Riff all you want. Dance for
That's
me,
a
monkey.
yes. Shooting at my feet.
Our main issue is that if we riff too much, which this usually happens, then we only get through like a page of the book. So Sam and I
Yeah.
have been trying to kind of pull back on our riffing, even though we want to make silly little comments every 2 seconds. Like, I could make a comment right now. Hey, Sam, stop looking at pictures of corn dogs.
You don't,
Wow.
It's not working out well.
you
At
don't,
least for us.
you don't know that I'm still looking at pictures of corn dogs, and I didn't just hit back into the tab as you said that.
Oh my goodness. So, I would say that I would share the image of Paw Patrol eating the corn dog, but I will not share this image, and also I always forget to do that shit.
How do you delete someone else's picture? Not from Discord, like from the internet?
Hold on, I can actually delete it from the Discord at least.
Oh my
Goodbye.
goodness.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Oasis software took care of that, ensuring that the students remained quiet and in their seats. There's no ethical problems there. All the teachers
Oh,
have
that
to do
sounds
is leave.
wait. That's like a horror right there. Like, because as far as we know, when you're in the Oasis, you're like basically in connection to your body. Like, that's what the impression you guys have, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
imagine if you are just stuck, unable to speak or move, and you just have to stare directly in front of you for like an hour straight.
That's what happens in Get Out. For some reason, it's much harsher on black students. Probably fine, though. It was also a lot easier for online teachers to hold their students' attention, because here in the Oasis, the classrooms were like holodecks. Teachers
That's
could
a
take
thing
their-
from Star Trek. Have you ever seen Star Trek?
I haven't seen Star Trek.
It's got a thing called a holodeck in it, and it's for nerds.
Whoa!
My middle name's from Star Trek.
I have seen
true.
Star Trek. I don't know why I said I didn't. Oh, Ernie, can you explain Star Trek to me?
Oh, Ernie.
Can
Ernie,
you
talk
epically explain Star Trek to me?
Talk Klingon to me, Ernie.
Hideous.
I don't like that one.
It was also a lot easier for online teachers to hold their students' attention, because here in the Oasis... Wait, I read this bit. Teachers
I
could
was
take their students...
really fighting off the temptation to do the exact same joke when you get the exact same phrase. Just really draw this out.
Mr. Avegnovic loaded up a standalone simulation so that our class could witness the discovery of King Tut's tomb by archaeologists in Egypt in AD 1922. The day before, we'd visited the same spot in 1334 BC, yeah?
King Tut. He's my favorite honker.
Jesse, what the fuck?
What?
We could mark this down as bit number 6 of Jesse trying to sing a little song, or is it just completely falling flat?
Oh, King Tut.
He's my favorite honker. Born in Arizona, moved to Babylonia. He's Tut.
And had seen Tutankhamun's empire in all its glory.
Jesus.
Whatever that was, it was very nice.
Oh man. In my next class, biology, we travelled through a human heart and watched it pumping from the inside, just like in that old movie Fantastic Voyage.
With the phrase?
Horrible.
No way.
Whoa! In art class, we tours the Louvre, while all of our avatars wore silly berets.
I want our... I know, Loafers, that you tend to do the little cover image for our podcast.
Yeah.
Can we have silly berets?
Okay, sure thing. Barry, do you
Thank
consent
you.
to be being placed in a silly beret?
Now that you've asked me, no. I was fine until you asked.
Until you were given the illusion of choice.
Yeah, but like I still use that picture. So who drew it? I forget.
Jesse.
But it's a picture of me. That was a joke. I do remember.
Sorry.
It's got the hat on it already, so if you put a beret on top of that hat, that would be a joke. So that's
That
fine.
would be fun.
Okay. Sick. In my astronomy class, we visited each of Jupiter's moons, just like the plot of To Boldly Flee, directed by Doug Walker.
Aren't there like 50?
I don't know. I don't know what Jupiter is.
Let's look. How many
Jupiter
moons
Lork.
does Jupiter have? 79. That's a lot of
Oh
moons.
my god.
Nice.
That's like less than one moon a minute. I'm trying to keep this lesson within an hour.
I don't know if that's right.
It is. I just looked
It
it up.
sounds right. Jupiter big.
Yeah, but a moon a minute.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
he was making a joke.
There's 60 minutes.
Honey,
I'm
it's
looking-
okay. It's alright. You don't have to figure this one out. It's okay.
I don't think that's right.
No.
I think they would need to be 60 moons.
No,
More than
Barry
one
was
moon
saying
per
there's
second.
more than a moon a minute.
More than
Yeah.
Oh.
Although I think I said less than a moon a minute, which was a word mistake.
Trash fire bit. Absolute car
This is a
crash.
bad one. We did bad.
Oh my god.
I'm just pointing out, I'm looking at the sentence. It says, in my astronomy class, we visited each of Jupiter's moons.
That's so
Emphasis the
many.
word each. That's
That's
so
a lot
many.
of moons.
You want to be montaging through them. We stood on the volcanic surface of Io while our teacher explained how the moon has originally formed when Matty manipulated the plot hole. As our teacher spoke to us, Jupiter loomed behind her, filling half the sky with its thick ass, its great red spots turning slowly just over her left shoulder.
On her thick ass.
Then she snapped her fingers, and we were standing on Europa, discussing the possibility of extraterrestrial life beneath the moon's icy crust.
Did y'all see that the governments in the U.S. has been talking about aliens a lot lately?
It's been talking about
Yeah,
UFOs,
apparently
so I don't
Obama
care.
said that he had seen them.
There's mushrooms
Yeah.
on Mars.
I can't believe
He
that the
admitted.
headlines haven't been playing that as Obama says UFOs are real. Like, that just seems like it's just there, because he did.
Well, yeah, well, it's like, yes, unidentified flying objects are real. Sometimes there are objects that are flying that are unidentified.
Yeah.
But are they aliens is a different question.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a leap. See, I think that it's a little bit like when you're a teenager and you like see someone out of the corner of your eye and you think they're looking at you and they're like, oh, they must fancy me. It's like that, but on a cosmic scale. Like, you're in the United States Air Force and you see like a patch of grey that your eye doesn't understand, and you think, oh, some faraway alien must be spying on me specifically. I was a senior, so I was allowed to go off-world during lunch if I wanted to. But I didn't have that kind of spare dough to blow. That's bringing back to the kobold thing. Barry, you were mad about the kobold thing last episode.
I am a passionate advocate for kobolds. I think kobolds have been much maligned by our media.
What the fuck is a kobold?
A kobold is a horrible, ugly little dragon person who's like 3 feet tall.
Oh yeah, they're people.
You're
They're
describing
people.
kobolds in a pretty derogatory way, considering you're like very pro-kobold.
It's just like an objective fact, and also I mean it affectionately. But yeah, they're much like their less scaly brethren, the goblins. Yeah, it's exactly how it is described in this book. As a rookie adventurer, you find some kobolds who are just living their lives, and you murder them because they're inherently evil and worthless.
Oh,
And then, yeah, exactly.
they just lose
Exactly.
their lives. Look at this
No,
one.
they're inherently evil and worthless, according to the anti-kobold propaganda. It's the same general fantasy trope of like all orcs are bad, all goblins are bad.
That's a cute kobold.
These are
Yeah.
cute kobolds I'm finding. They're adorable.
Nice.
They've really had
Wow.
what the kids would say, a glow up on the internet, because people have appreciated their potential as just cute little duders.
Yeah.
But yeah, like on top of everything else, this book takes
And
that
then
very
some people take it too far and make them sexy. And that's
no.
what I'm going to show you next.
Oh no.
I have no comment on this issue one way or the other. This press conference is over.
Whoa there! Someone in Ready Player One Episode 6 has requested that Discord block any messages. Are mostly accurate robots deemed to be explicit. So your message has not been sent. Who the fuck did this shit? Who did this?
Does this mean that I'm not going to be allowed to... that I'm not going to be allowed to send nudes?
She's not naked. She's wearing clothes.
That's the kind of thing that's the kind of statement that if you have to make it about a picture, that picture is not safe for work.
She just has big boobies. Like, it's literally just she got big boobie.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's not safe for work by the
She's a lizard.
literal definition of the phrase.
Yeah, well, like, some of us
Well,
have big
what-
boobie.
What if one has big boobies? Is one not allowed to go to work?
Yeah, am I not safe for work because I have big boobie? Like, what happened?
We've transitioned from COBOL activism to a different kind of activism, but it's all equally important.
Big boob
Intersectionality means that
I
our struggles are different,
Mommy
but
Milky rights.
we all have common ground.
Milky Rights.
You're right.
I don't want to out myself as a bimbo here, but
Oh, I think you did that in episode 1.
For some reason, I think I'm a little bit on the flightiness today, because I thought these are like actual people for a minute that I never heard of. And until I saw the images that Sam
thought it was
saw.
like an ethnic group.
Yeah, because of the way Barry was talking, I was like, is there like people with like a rare genetic disease that makes them like kind of scaly, and like there's like been this issue, but I've realized since then that is not the case, that they are in fact, where are they from?
D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons Land.
Okay, see, that makes sense to me. They're very cute.
Yeah.
Now kill them. Speaking of cartoon animals, and we'll leave the transition at that, speaking of cartoon animals, it is, I think, time to talk about the hyphen thing, because in the previous episode, in episode 5, Jesse, you said that I should change my display name on Twitter to hyphen with a 3 after the Doctor Who character. What?
That's actually not true. That's not true.
It is. It's in the episode.
No, it's not. I said you should change your name to that furry on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That could have been anybody.
I suppose there are a few, but we were just talking about hyphen.
But I didn't know who hyphen was, because I'm not a nerd. So I didn't know there was an exact character name. I just wanted you to make your profile that furry on Doctor Who, and you decided to go absolutely...
We were just talking about hyphen. It is true that I decided to go absolutely feral with it. I will not deny that. But yeah, because the thing is, like, I decided at 11 p.m. on, I think, a Sunday, like, well, it's time for a bit. And then, like, I changed my display name and my profile picture, and I said, "Hello, I'm Hyphen. I'm going on a little adventure." And, like, I kept this up for about 5 days, and everyone hated it. No one was liking the tweets.
How many people messaged you asking you if you were okay?
Yeah, like, multiple people asked me if everything was alright, which is a great sign for a bit.
I know I did. I know I messaged you and I said, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah, I was just trying to do a funny little bit about, like, the joke character from last year's season of Doctor Who that nobody really likes that much.
That was too bad.
That was your first mistake.
Sam, wait. The other thing that we talked about in that episode, this is a diversion, but I think a worthy diversion. Sam, would you mind, as our podcast researcher, pulling up Nerd Porn Auteur?
Yes, Nerd Porn Auteur.
Yes, I would mind.
Are we ready?
This is...
Yes.
Like...
Okay. And I'm embarrassed to read this in case...
Wait, how about we have Sam read it in a funny voice?
Okay, thank you.
Nerd Porn Auteur by Ernest Klein. I've noticed that there don't seem to be any porno movies that are made for guys like me. All the porn I've come across was targeted at beer-swilling, sports bar-dwelling alpha males. Men who like their women stupid and submissive. Men who can only get it up for monosyllabic, cock-hungry nymphos. With gargantuan breasts and a 3-word vocabulary.
Buddy, I gotta tell you, that's not sexist. You're gonna flag that.
Yeah, it's not great. Okay. Adult films are populated with these collagen-injected, liposuctioned women, many of whom have resorted to surgery and self-mutilation in an attempt to look the way they have been told to look. These aren't real women. They're objects.
Well,
And these movies aren't erotic.
They kind of are real women. Like, they still have to, like, go to the bathroom.
They're kind of real
literal
ladies.
objectification.
Yeah. He's trying to make a point about objectification, but he's just objectifying them.
Yeah.
This has real big, like, this is like the R-rated version of John Green's Date a Nerd Girl manifesto.
Oh, that was a joke.
Maybe this is a joke. Maybe give Ernie some leeway.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's a social experiment of a poem.
Oh, no.
And these movies aren't erotic. They're pathetic.
Oh, got him.
These vacuum-headed fuck bunnies don't turn me on. They disgust me.
Bimbo
And
right.
it's not that I'm against pornography. I mean, I'm a guy. And guys need porn. Fact. Like a preacher needs pain. Like a needle needs a vein. Guys need porn.
Jesus.
But I don't want to watch this misogynist He-Man woman hater porn.
Look, the He-Man cartoon isn't going to be that bad.
Yeah. I want porno movies that are made with guys like me in mind.
Star Trek fans!
I'm assuming he's only talking about, like, poorly CGI'd Pornhub
Like hentai?
porn of the big lady from Resident Evil 8. You want big booby lady, crush him, big booby lady.
I'm going to type in Lady D porn and see what comes up.
Oh no. Should I wait for you to do that?
Yeah, give me half an hour.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Guys who know that the sexiest thing in the world is a woman who is smarter than you are.
Damn, Stephen Moffat.
You can have the whole cheerleading squad. I want the girl in the tweed skirt and the horn-rimmed glasses.
This is Taylor.
Betty Finnebowski, the valedictorian. That's a very specific name. Who the fuck is that?
Is that a reference, or is this like an actual person who was in Ernest Cline's class?
I'm wondering because the only time it comes up is for Nerd Porn Auteur. Oh yes. First, I want to copy her trig homework, and then I want to make mad, passionate love to her for hours and hours until she reluctantly asks
Get the job done, Ernie.
if we can stop. Because she doesn't want to miss Battlestar Galactica.
Oh.
Summa cum laude, baby. That is what I call erotic.
Summa cum laude, baby.
He's such a fucking leech in that the funny haha joke of like, oh, we're both nerds is I want to copy her homework.
Yeah.
So what? You're too fucking stupid to do your own goddamn homework?
Well, because he wants a woman that's smarter than him. He wants to be the cook.
Yeah, but like, then what's he bringing to the table aside from his elite poetry skills
and his Battlestar Galactica references?
Bad poetry. But do you ever see that kind of a woman in a contemporary adult film? No.
I mean, I've seen a sexy teacher or two. I've seen a sexy lady before.
If you search nerd porn, I'm sure you can find something.
You'll find thousands.
Which is why I'm going to start writing and directing geek porno. I shall be the quintessential nerd porn auteur. And the women in my porno movies...
Maybe that's why there is now. It's Ernie.
It's all Ernie.
He did it.
He did it.
We're making jokes and we're having a fun time. I think because all of us we are. I do feel like we could really take any line from this and spend about 20 minutes talking about it, though. Like, every time Sam reads a line, I feel like another jab in my stomach. Like, it's another gunshot to my body, because
I feel like
it's bad.
Like, if we were still doing bonus episodes, this could be its own bonus episode.
It really could.
We could, I mean, there's so much that's bad about it. I mean, one, it's just not real. It's not a real thing. It is trying to be woke feminist while also being incredibly misogynistic.
He's not saying anything about the dudes making, like the director and the cameraman. He's just specifically attacking the women for looking a way that he doesn't find sexy.
Yes.
How feminist, Ernie?
Yeah.
How feminist of you.
Yeah. If you're hot, fuck you.
These women aren't hot to him, and that's why he hates them.
Feministly.
Do you hear yourself, Mr. Klein?
Mr. Klein. It's not a great look. Has he apologized for this?
I don't think so. I can't see anything about it.
Like, what year are we looking at for this poem? Because this has big 2000 energy. I really feel like Joss Whedon probably jacked it to this poem.
Joss Whedon, it's definitely in the same ballpark.
Probably early 2000s, because it was one of his spoken word, his most popular spoken word pieces.
Oh, popular with who?
With the spoken word people. I guess, yeah. So it was
popular with monosyllabic cock-hungry nymphos, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
that was me quoting the book. I wouldn't say that normally.
I know. No, I'm going to take that out of context. I'm going to put it in the trailer.
Cancel
hungry
Barry.
nymphos. It was. I'm assuming it was in his self-published.
I'm in the union for those.
Yeah, good. No, you're right.
We want an increase in pay. Continue.
I'm assuming it was in his 2001 chapbook on the importance of being earnest. So it was probably late 90s, early 2000s.
Christ.
But there are 2 more stanzas, so I will hit you with those. I'm talking about the girls that used to fuck up the grading curve. The girls in the Latin Club and the National Honor Society. Chicks with weird clothes, braces, 4 eyes, and 4.0 GPAs.
Oh, that's my wife.
Brainy, articulate bookworms with Mensa cards in their purses and chips on their shoulders. My porn starlets.
This is really from a completely different era when, like, having a Mensa card in your wallet is like a good thing or a cool thing to someone.
Will come in all shapes and sizes. My porn starlets will be too busy working on their PhD to go to the gym.
That's right.
Ernie's I feel like there's more.
Today, a size 4 or 5.
God.
Oh, God. Yeah, there's a lot of articles with people just being like, Ernest Cline's nerd porn auteur poetry is hell. It's terrible.
Jeez.
I am less frightened of the book now because that
is legitimately much worse.
Yeah, that is so much nakedly worse.
That's bad. It's not a good one.
A kid talking about movies from the 1980s is suddenly a lot more palatable, nearly by contrast.
Yeah, 100%.
Can't wait for this chapter to end with Wade going on a huge rant about nerd girls versus big titty sexy mamas.
Yeah, it's like that fucking Field D thing that the Nostalgia Critic did.
Do you think if this was written today that Wade would be obsessed with big titty goth GFs?
Oh, yes. I mean, he's still alive. It's entirely plausible. I feel like that was a few years ago, though. Oh,
Wade is alive?
I thought you were talking about Ernest, but I suppose it's much of a muchness.
Yeah, how could you possibly mix up this
self-insert
3-dimensional character with the author who created his entire world? Like, clearly it's not just a self-insert.
That would be silly. But for real, this whole nerd porno tour thing does remind me of the Field D thing from Nostalgia Critic.
No, it doesn't. Don't tell lies. We're moving on.
Oh.
Look at this face.
What are you talking about,
Barry?
I
don't want to look at that face.
Okay, that's going in.
Jump scare.
That looks like Quentin Reviews. No, worse yet,
Do
that
that to
looks like
Quentin.
a more attractive Quentin Reviews.
No, don't do that to Quentin.
Wait, is this
What?
what Ernie looked like last year? Hold on.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's got some Jack Black energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess this is an interview where he's talking about Ready Player 2.
It's the same expression. Like, eerily, it's the same,
is the same expression.
But it's just a completely different man. Who is that?
Yeah, I gotta trust the second Ernie more.
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
At the same time, I do feel like first Ernie is the author who wrote Ready Player One, and I feel like second Ernie definitely has the energy of nerd porn auteur.
Second Ernie is your dad. Just be honest.
Wow, yeah.
No, he's not. He's not my dad.
Not your dad, Jesse's dad specifically.
Oh, okay.
If you put
Yeah,
glasses
that's
on
correct.
Jesse's dad, yeah.
Yeah. Right down to the obsession with nerd culture trivialities,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the Steve Martin Inspector Clouseau's jacket or whatever. Who gives a
My
shit?
claim to nerd fame is that I don't actually speak to my father. Hey guys, let's talk about that for a while.
No, it's
I don't-
fine.
I don't actually speak to my father, but I do, as a loving daughter, check up on his social media occasionally to make sure that he's okay and alive. And the only thing my father has posted on social media for the past, basically, year are pictures of his Star Wars miniatures. He's recently become obsessed with Star Wars miniatures, and he takes them outside when it snows and does little photo shoots.
Like Hoth, is that the name of the snow planet?
Yeah, like Hoth.
Oh, will I put this in the podcast or will I leave it?
That's a fun little game for you to play. You get to play that fun editing hand of how far does this gotta go?
Do you consent to me putting this in the podcast? Put it that way.
Oh yeah. I have nothing wrong. Like, hey, Dad. Hey, Dad, if you're listening, I miss you.
Why would you say that?
Hey, Dad. I also think you little Star Wars figures are a little silly. It's a little bit silly.
Oh, speaking of which, you picked up the new Resident Evil, right?
I watched a Let's Play of it. Shout out to
You
Jacksepticeye.
usually don't have an interest in Resident Evil, so what was the difference this time?
It's not because of the big sexy lady. I need you to... Okay, if we're talking... Since the conversation has turned into sexy lady time due to the subject matter we have indoctrinated ourselves in, it's not because of big sexy lady, because I don't actually... Okay, my fictional type of people are not big sexy lady. I'm about to shock. I know, play the gasping sound effect. I am not into big sexy lady. Is it because I myself am big sexy lady? Mayhaps. But that's not my type. My type is, as we have discussed, in the fictional universe, bad men. Bad men.
True.
Or very obviously masculine women.
Yeah.
Or dumbasses.
Like the helicopter lady from Army of the Dead.
Probably. Yeah, oh, you mean Tig? I think the one that they edited
Oh, it's
into
the
Army
Tig
of the Dead.
Notaro. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, no, that's absolutely it. Like, not to, if we're really talking about nerd references, y'all want to know how I found out I was specifically a lesbian?
Oh God.
I'm gonna take you back to 2016.
Oh yeah.
Donald Trump was elected. We were kind of in that. This is closer to the Halloween time, and a certain movie came out that year. One that you guys might also hold close to your heart. It's,
Zootopia.
Zootopia did come out, actually. You're right. You do hold that one. Yeah, so Zootopia was out. Movies were good, but there may have been a rebel in the midst, and that rebel was Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, no.
there may have been sexy blonde lady. And that sexy.
Did you realize you were a
blonde-
lesbian because of the least funny woman on the entire planet?
Absolutely yes.
Boo!
She's like
Don't boo me,
anti-funny.
Alfred.
Like, whenever she opened her mouth, I was less laughing than I was previously.
Are you shit-talking Gillian Holtzman, PhD, the only
Thank
good
you.
character in any Ghostbusters story
Thank
ever
you.
told?
I'll kill her with my bare hands.
I'm gonna boo you off your own podcast and claim it for
Come
my
at me, you
own.
little shit.
Boom!
I
know
do
exactly
public-
where you live.
You do, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I figured out. Like I was I identified myself as bisexual at the time. But then I saw Ghostbusters 2016 and I said, no, I think I'm full on gay.
Damn.
Valid.
I'm sorry I can't be
Holtzman
her.
fucking rules.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 1,000,000% only good Ghostbuster.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yes.
I didn't think any of the jokes were funny, but I was having a pretty bad day the time that I watched it because that was...
So
Yeah,
we-
like,
what has just been disclosed to us is something very personal, which is why Loafers isn't a fan of Ghostbusters 2016, which proves that the only reason why you wouldn't be a fan of Ghostbusters 2016 is not that it's a bad movie, but because of your own personal issues.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't like it that much. And I've told you
Hell yeah.
before.
Boo! Come on, Barry. Come on, Barry, please. For the love of God, I need someone.
yeah, no, like, for sure. Like, it is a good movie. And, well, it's a good Ghostbusters movie.
I feel like
Ghostbusters isn't very fucking smart. Like, that was the big thing that annoyed me about the quote-unquote, like, oh, they're ruining Ghostbusters, they're making it stupid. It's called Ghostbusters. It's always been stupid. It was just a slightly different kind of stupid that I found funnier than the other kind. And if you don't find it as funny, that's fine. But, like, because comedy is subjective. But Chris Hemsworth's character is beautiful. It's extremely important. All of the, like, the fact that the villain is just like a weaselly little white man who's a nerd, and he's like, you don't understand what it's like to be looked down on. And the four female protagonists, like, share a glance, and they're like, no, we do. Shit like that. It's good. I stand by that movie, and I stand by Gillian Holtzman, PhD, in particular.
Sexy lady.
I'm happy for you. I personally will kill Gillian Holtzman with my bare hands.
No, she'll kill you.
We'll die together. Worst ways to go. But
That's
I will
true.
say that I do like Hang On To from that movie.
Anyway, I have a somewhat, like, I don't know if this is a presumptuous thing to ask or not, so feel free to shoot me down. But I was hoping to read out some dialogue from this book. Not because I was hoping to read out dialogue from this book, but because I like reading things out. But I took, while we were talking about something in the last hour that wasn't this book, I did take a quick glance, and this entire chapter is just narration.
yeah, it sucks.
Oh,
Boo.
okay.
So
Can we just
I was
skip
wondering-
it?
Can we just skip it? No.
Yeah, it's pretty boring. Can we just skip it? I see Star Trek, Middle Earth, Vulcan, Current, Argons.
Honestly,
This
I feel like
world-
we could skip chapter 4 because it literally looks like nothing important happens.
Wow, okay, well, welcome to chapter 5.
What happened? Okay, I'm absolutely here for skipping to chapter 5. Hi guys, welcome, we're in chapter 5, boo-ba-doo.
Hello.
I'm obsessed with the idea, though, that in about 20 more episodes, there's going to be a reference to something, and we're not going to get it because we skipped chapter 4.
That'll just be
Oh
funny.
no!
That'll just be
It's
funny.
got Discworld in it. I'm sad now, because Discworld is good and shouldn't be in this fucking mess.
Where is Discworld from?
Discworld is a, like, classic series of novels by Terry Pratchett
Oh, okay, yes.
that was, like, Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know.
And
I know Terry
it's just
Pratchett.
it's just here in this fucking list of pretend planets because that's all this book is. It's a fucking bullet point of things you might recognize or
And yet they
things you
don't-
might not.
They don't give me my fucking footnotes.
Okay, I need y'all to know that the next chapter, chapter 5, also does not contain any dialogue because it's a history of James Halliday's life.
Oh god.
Okay, welcome to chapter 6.
I was just gonna ask if I could read some narration instead, but now we're making unprecedented progress.
Wait, let me see. Wait, I think chapter 6 doesn't contain dialogue either. What the fuck?
No one speaks. No one speaks for 1 million years.
Until
The-
chapter 7. Chapter 7 is the first chapter with dialogue.
Wow.
Jesus.
After,
Okay.
chapter 3.
Okay. Okay, welcome to chapter 7. Like, I don't know, maybe we'll go back. But we can decide these things later.
We kind of can just do what we want, can't we?
We can just do what we want. No gods, no masters.
Welcome to chapter 29.
Let's just read the
Which
end
we'll
of
be
the
reading.
book and go backwards.
Yeah, each word. Start with the last word and move back.
Oh god. Perhaps not. I would prefer not to.
That's fair.
Our teacher, Miss Rank, was standing at the front of the class, slowly conjugating Latin verbs. She said them in English first, then in Latin. Why
What?
is he being taught Latin?
Where are we?
Chapter 7.
7, which is 7.
We're on chapter
74
7
of the
for
PDF.
real? Oh no.
We just do whatever we want. No
Oh,
gods
God.
No
here.
masters.
Okay, I'm on the right page.
Okay. Whenever we were doing tedious verb conjugation, I always got the lyrics to an old schoolhouse rock song stuck in my head. To run,
Woo!
to go, to get, to give. Verb, you're what's happening. Not too much has changed in the time that we left. Imagine if we jumped to chapter 7 and it just turned into literary fiction. There was just a tonal
God.
pivot.
Barry, do you want to be Ms. Rank?
I mean, if that's the character I'm being assigned, I guess so.
Is there someone else?
Let me see.
No, I don't think there is.
I don't think there is. I think that's the only dialogue is Ms. Rank and
Hello, Miss Rank.
Wade.
Okay, this is our showdown. This is our scene together.
Okay.
I was
I'll
quietly
take it,
humming
I
this
guess.
tune to myself when Ms. Rank began to conjugate the Latin for the verb to learn.
To learn discere.
Discern, she said. Wait,
Now this one should be easy to remember because it's similar to the English word discern, which also means to learn.
hearing her repeat the phrase to learn was enough to make me think of the limerick. You have much to learn if you hope to earn a place among the high scorers. That's not a limerick.
It's not a limerick.
Ms. Rank
It's not the town
continued
of
using the
Limerick.
verb in a sentence.
We go to school to learn.
She said,
Petimus scolum et litteras decamus.
I want to ask how do you pronounce Latin? What are the rules on that? But that's not a good question for a comedy podcast.
It's pretty much exactly how it's written,
Oh.
I think.
Yeah,
Sick.
I think it's kind of like
Yeah.
Spanish.
Oh,
Okay,
speaking of which,
I-
I have a great thing for our comedy podcast.
Just you know.
Guess who's been on the Duolingo app while sitting on the toilet and learning Spanish?
I'm not right now.
Obama.
The way you phrase
Right,
it makes sound like that's what I'm doing right this second.
You just brought your microphone in with you.
Just multitasking.
Just
yeah, I'll
Just
I'll
doing nasty
be in the
little
other
dookie
room.
on the podcast.
What?
That's a bonus episode. I'll just be in the other room.
No, it's not.
And I'll just hear.
Get the Patreon to $100, or else we'll release that bonus episode.
Did you know you're not actually allowed to post any Dookie content on OnlyFans or even Pornhub? Anyways,
good. Wow.
Just trying to keep the podcast informative. Anyways,
sorry, I didn't escalate that. I just didn't want to. That was escalating enough. And that was when it hit me. Like an anvil falling out of the sky, Sam's Dookie. I gazed around with my classmates. What group of people had much to learn? Students. High school students. I was on a planet filled with students, all of whom had much to learn. One of the limerick was saying that the tomb was hidden right here on Ludus. The very planet where I've been twiddling my thumbs for the past 5 years. Wow, I think we literally skipped forward just in time for the plot.
We did it.
What the fuck were the other 3 chapters about?
Discworld.
I think it was
we
just
gotta go
world
back
building.
if that's the case.
Like,
there's one on Halliday's backstory, and there's 2 others on some other bullshit.
We don't care.
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care.
We don't care. We don't care.
We don't care.
Then I remembered that ludus was also a Latin word, meaning school. I pulled up my Latin dictionary to double-check the definition, as that was when I discovered the word has more than one meaning. Ludus could mean school,
Just like
but it
Corona.
could also mean sport or game. Game, just like Corona.
Yuki.
I fell out of my folding chair.
Wait, that sounded exactly with the echo and everything, like Super Smash Bros. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was about to get thrown into the game, like fucking Princess Peach was about to come whack me with her hip.
Game! This game's winner is... Nasty Little Dookie! I fell out of my folding chair and landed with a thud on the floor of my hideout. My Oasis console tracked this movement and attempted to make my avatar drop to the floor. Get low. But the classroom conduct software prevented it from moving, and a warning flashed on my display. Please remain
seated during class.
sick.
Did that come up at all, or?
No, that's fantastic.
That's
good.
fantastic.
Great.
I told myself not to get too excited. Don't pop a boner. I might be jumping to conclusions. I'm gonna conclude! There were...
No.
What is
There-
happening? What's going on here?
This is actually, I think, truly the unhinged episode. We
Yeah,
talked
this is
about
like the most unhinged episode so far. We talked
energy
about
is
everything
actually bad.
but the...
I feel like we need to cleanse. I think we need a cleanse because the energy is
Need a
bad,
juice cleanse.
and it's not Barry's fault. Barry's a sweet, sweet friend, but
Thank you.
the vibes are bad, and I'm sorry if it's because I brought up Ghostbusters 2016.
Okay,
think
what are we
we were
gonna do?
off the
What do we
rails
got to do
before
for the
that.
juice cleanse? What are we gonna do for the vibe cleanse?
Okay, we gotta cleanse it. Let me wait. Sam, can you look up a spell?
Hold on.
Sorry, I
look
don't
up
know
a spell.
if this is your aesthetic. I'm pretty sure it's not.
I mean, it's your podcast, so I'm just sitting here as the guest, waiting to see how this plays out.
How to get rid of negative energy, cleansing bad vibes. Hold on. Slideshow, baby. Oh, I don't want to buy things. Fuck off. Stop telling me to buy things. I want a spell.
Guys, I'm worried that actually Chapter 7 is quite long. I don't know what we've gotten ourselves into in terms of
We
an
don't
overall
have to
structure
finish.
here.
I don't think we have to finish chapter 7, considering we already
We
finished
skipped
3 other
chapter
chapters.
4, 5, and 6.
From many perspective, it's been the most productive episode of the podcast.
Most productive,
For sure.
but the worst energy thus far.
Dreadful.
Just dreadful, dreadful energy. I'm sorry I talked about Sam sitting on the toilet and doing Duolingo. It's just been something I've been having to go through for the last 2 days.
Not like it's like a terrible thing that is happening to you. Like it's fine. I'm just chilling. Okay, hold on.
I'm flicking over what Chapter 6 involves. So, Chapter 4 was like a physical, spatial world building of how things are laid out. Chapter 5 was apparently a history of your man, the wizard.
Which Willy Wonka.
To give you a brief, Chapter 6 is just, when it came to my research, I never took any shortcuts. Over the past 5 years, I'd worked my way down the entire recommended Gunter reading list. Douglas Adams, Kurt Vonnegut, Neil Stevenson, Richard K. Morgan.
You sound like a
Stephen
YouTuber
King.
reading off their Patreon subscribers.
Orson Scott Card, Sir Terry Pratchett. I added the Sir because it should have been there.
Okay.
Terry Brooks, Bester, Bradbury, Haldman, Heinlein, Tolkien, Vance, Gibson,
Tolkien.
Gaiman, Sterling, Moorcock,
Big
Stelsey,
69.
and Zelazny. Like, that's just
just a
what
list.
Chapter 6 is. Then it goes on to list
Oh boy.
movie names, and then movie directors,
Oh no.
and then movie quotes,
Yeah, it's
and
just
then...
things that Wade did to, like, prepare.
Other than Google the word Ludus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I watched a lot of YouTube videos of cute, geeky girls playing 80s cover tunes on ukuleles.
As jacked off to them.
Technically, this wasn't part of my research, but I had a serious, cute, geeky girls playing ukuleles fetish that I can neither explain nor defend.
Wait, is this actually in the book?
This sounds like the kind of thing loafers would add in, but no, you
Wait,
can just
really?
Control F
Wait,
fetish,
it's
and
actually in the
it'll
book?
right.
I don't think I want to
right
control
there.
that fetish in a Ernest Klein book. I might get like 100 results.
Oh my god! It's
Is it
real!
It's real?
It's real!
Yeah.
Okay, just the one. Non-stop foot fetish videos broadcast out of Eastern Europe. What happens on page 208?
Wait, there's 3 instances of the word fetish in this book.
One is geeky girls playing ukuleles. One is foot fetish videos from
One
Ukraine.
is Ewok fetish.
And one is Ewok fetish. Oh no.
It also, on a more benign note, there are limericks in Chapter 6, and he quoted, like, the last half of one. And we said that wasn't a limerick. But it's 'cause he didn't
okay.
get the full one.
Okay, well, I guess I really Aaron Hansen's that one in the sense that, like, I skipped over a substantial amount of content, misunderstood the contents of the book, and then complained about it. The good news is
But
that
the
nothing
content
matters
is
and I don't
ultimately
care.
still bad.
The content is ultimately still bad, so if you're mad about it, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Hey gang. I looked up the term porn. In this
Well,
book.
There's your first
Googled
mistake.
porn.
In this book, I control F it.
Yes.
There is
Right.
4 instances of the word porn.
Oh no.
One is, talking about Artemis's body.
Oh, no.
The top, like comparing her to the top-heavy, wasp-waisted porn starlet physique, which he likes the term
Which
porn
Wade
starlet.
hates.
Yeah, which Wade hates. And she is not.
Definitely got a
She
particular
is totally
pathology.
different. The next is Artemis saying that her cyber porn addiction eats up most of her free time.
All right.
I don't know if
alright,
that's
cool,
a joke or not.
Cool.
The third is talking about second-tier celebrities and pornographers. And then the fourth
Right.
is talking about people using point of view to broadcast live videos, including amateur porn featuring deviant soccer moms in Minnesota.
Huh.
Hey Sam, did you find that cleansing spell yet?
I did find the cleansing spell. Hold on. Cleanse this space, remove the past, I found my happiness at long last. Fill this space with joy and love. Send your blessings from above. Amen. Goodbye.
Amen.
That
And on
sounds
that
more
note,
like a
I think we should
prayer.
move toward
It
ending the
does.
podcast.
Yeah, quit while we're ahead.
Quit while we're not dead yet. Oh my god. So we gotta tell the story about the flat.
Yes. So, I am a librarian. And that means that I have to be able to go wherever the entry-level library jobs are.
Right?
So I worked for 1 year in Limerick. Shout out to LIT. And I had just moved into a lovely, extremely cheap, one-room apartment when I got a job offer in my hometown. So I spent an entire month in this apartment I was very proud of. However, my friend Loafers was independently searching for housing. And I was like, to the satisfaction of my friend Loafers and my erstwhile landlady, I was like, okay, I'm really sorry that I have to leave so soon, but look, I have a new person to take over the apartment immediately. Is that okay? And it was. And everyone was happy. Yesterday, this is about, that was October.
Yeah.
So more than half a year later, Loafers and I were having a discussion over text chat
Yes.
on the app Discord.
Yes.
And it somehow came up in conversation that Loafers lives quite close to two different... And I said, yes, and also you're fairly close to... And Loafers said...
I'm going to interrupt you there. Can you disclose
Is
this
that
information
too
in a way
much?
that does not give away my home address
Does
on the
it
public
dox
internet?
Loafers?
Like,
I
I
mean,
know it's
yeah.
kind of relevant for the story, but can you rephrase it?
Can you help me rephrase
Can
it?
you beep it out?
Yes.
You live
so,
near...
Yeah, so
Yeah, we'll just blip it out. Okay.
Loafers... It came up that Loafers lives near Slur. And, and I said, that's true. And you're also right across the street from different Slur. And Loafers replied, yeah. How did you know that? I'm going to assume you didn't, NSA me, look me up on the computer, haha. And I was like, ha 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 ha. The fun thing about internet text chat is that I can't tell whether or not you're joking. And Loafers was like, I'm not joking. How do you know where I live?
You fucking bimbo!
We moved very
forgot.
slowly. As well, Loafers was like, sorry, I'm having a blonde moment. Did I tell you? Which, as in, I'm being silly. Different thought. Did I tell you my address? But I read that as, I'm having a blonde moment. Did I tell you? And I said, are you blonde now? Which didn't help the general flow of things. But eventually, it clicked. And I consoled Loafers by pointing out that this interaction could have taken place live on the podcast I was about to guest on. And at least that bullet had been dodged.
Yeah. And I'm looking at your messages from a couple of days ago where you're imitating me oh, how did you know about my apartment? That's so scary.
Oh, that's I'm uncomfy.
So-
It's really scary.
Okay.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, not my proudest moment. And on that bombshell, I think we're going to move towards wrapping up. Sam, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is men need porn. Like a needle needs a vein, like a priest
Like a
needs a
preacher.
prayer.
Like a preacher needs pain.
Yeah, and yeah. Do my trig homework,
Oh,
so sexy. And, bye!
Sick. Barry, do you have any final thoughts?
I'd like to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come on and ruin your podcast by my mere presence. Now I'm going to make dinner, and I think I'm going to watch the 2019 film Shazam.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Have you seen it before?
No, I
Okay.
meant to when it came out, and I didn't.
Let me know how it goes.
I will.
And before we wrap up, and I know this is a bit of a longest goodbye situation, but I just want to do a short notice saying that we're not doing bonus episodes anymore because I had to scale back some stuff because of money and everything. And I'd just like to thank Sam and Jesse on the podcast for paying me a little bit for the editing to keep this hoe on the road.
Wait, we didn't agree to do that. What are you talking about?
Jesse,
Let's
do
talk
not
about
take
this
this
after.
bit too far. You're gonna hurt your friend's feelings.
I would never pay you for this piece of shit. Okay. You can find my writing on marklaherty.wordpress.com. You can find me on Twitter at loafersrights. You can find my Patreon at patreon.com/loafers. And if you want to do a one-time payment, you can find me on Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi at Mark
Ko-Fi.
Laherty. Ko-Fi, yeah, at Mark Laherty. Jesse, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Jessie, and then my Star Trek name, Norese, but spelled wrong.
Smelled.
So it's Nyres. So Jessie
Yes.
Norese at twitter.com. You can also find me in a very small town in Ontario. If you want the exact address, you can DM me.
Cool.
Sam, where can people find you?
You can find me at Skelebutch on Twitter. It's skeleton, but instead of ton, it's butch at the end. You
Sick.
can also find me in a small town in Canada at the moment. But where will I end up?
Who can say? Barry, where can people find you?
You, I am proud to say, cannot find me on Twitter. If you really, yeah, I'm smart. If you're desperate to find me, you can find me on Tumblr, which, like, I admit is kind of like even worse. On AO3, I guess? And on those websites, I'm Ironic Snap, and I have a very nice profile picture that someone drew.
That's me. Before we log out, I just want to say
Yes.
shout out to Sam and I for being pathetic. And when we found out you were possibly going to stop doing this unlucrative podcast, we said, this is too fun. We want to keep doing it. Here's some money.
That's genuinely
Friendship.
kind of you. I'm not going to make fun of you for doing that. That rules. Thank you very much for doing that.
I guess it's game over, guys.
I guess it's game over. Just like that FLD thing from Nostalgia Critic.
What?
You know, the FLD thing from Nostalgia Critic.
Wait, no, I'm gonna give you a 3 Nostalgia Critic reference per episode guidelines. Now that we're paying you off, you're a little dancing monkey, and you'll do as we say.
No, but you know that thing, right?
Well, I guess I do, but you can't keep bringing up the Nostalgia Critic. It's a
Well, what is
problem.
it then? What is the FLD thing from?
I don't know.
You don't
Both
know?
of these nuts, dude! Thank you, good night!
GG, everybody!
Ugh.
Fucking idiot.
Remember Akira? That's from Japan. Remember Galaga and Mrs. Pac-Man? Remember Highlander and Highlander 2? Remember Star Trek? We certainly do. Reading Player 1.